I appreciate that, but we got a system over here. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in and allowing us to win. Can y'all hear me clear? Can y'all hear me clear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
Loud
All
and
right,
clear.
cool. Oh, I'm excited.
And your camera look extra crispy.
I got me crispy, but I don't have my whistle. Man, I don't have my whistle. I've got some new whistles, and I think my granddaughter got me. I think my granddaughter got me. I gave her my old whistle. I think she got me for my new ones too. But I ain't gonna blame her. Maybe I just might lost them. But I got it. I'm ready. I need to feel one little bit of jolt of energy this morning. I'm telling you, Coach Zay, you and your team, y'all had me fired up this morning. I'm so fired up. I don't know what to do. I do, but I'm gonna do it one more time. I need to feel y'all energy on the line. DJ, be with me. T, how y'all feel?
Fired
And what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets.
Everybody get your green sheet. Get your green sheet. Hey! But some of y'all know, I've been telling y'all, tune in. We're going to jump right into it. This is day 3. We've been talking about that NLP and neuro linguistic programming. Really master sales. It's all about master sales. Once again, I got something today. It's going to be really deep, heavy. This is going to take you to another level. So I need to get at least 10 people. Somebody watch the chat to say, yes, I'm going to use this for good and not for evil. I just got my conscience. I think legally I got to get that disclaimer too. I don't know. Legally for myself. Somebody let me know when we get to 10. Because we don't get to 10, I got another training. I always keep another training queued up just in case we don't get to 10.
You're at 10.
Because I can't count.
You're at 10.
All right. That sounds like a trusting voice. We're at 10. So I'm going to jump right on into it. We're going to day number 2, we didn't get to all the points, so I had broke this thing down. So I'm going to give y'all a rewind to Alpine from, let me see here, the first 2 we did. So if you didn't see it all, you got to go watch the replay, okay? If you didn't see yesterday, I'm just going to give y'all a couple of quick notes. We're going to end up day number 2, and then we're going to jump into day number 3, which we are today, day number 3. So day number 2, point 1, is a deep needs analysis. Number 1 was a deep needs analysis, okay? Number 1, deep needs analysis. Number 2 was connecting needs to benefits. Number 2 is connecting their needs to benefits. That's number 2, connecting their needs to benefits. Number 2. Number 3, those are the 2 we got yesterday. Number 3 is going to be presenting clear solutions concisely. Presenting clear solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is big. And just to rewind for those who don't know, the NLP is what I'm talking to you is teaching you how to speak to people on a subconscious level. Because subconsciously, the brain is designed to block things out. Just remember that. The brain is designed to block things out. It blocks things that you don't need. It sees everything, and the subconscious mind is to filter what does your conscious mind need to focus on. And this is what separates some of the good people from the ungood. In sports, you do repetitions, right? You play quarterback. It's making the same throw over and over and over and over again. Well, you can tell a rookie quarterback from experienced quarterback. Why? Because experienced quarterback subconsciously knows that the safety's blitzing. He can feel the pressure. Y'all ever notice, like, you're watching sports, you see the football quarterback's ready to get sacked, and he steps up in the pocket. He steps and avoids the sack, right? The rookie gets, boom, oh, he got knocked out. You don't think they want to go after Tom Brady? They do. But he knows how to subconsciously feel that. Are y'all with me? You train for that repetition. Steph Curry makes those fancy shots because he practiced that. So he can do it subconsciously. Most of y'all have not practiced your sales skills, so you can't do it subconsciously. So consciously, the average person don't like selling. The average person don't like salespeople. How many of y'all have ever felt, I don't really like salespeople? Just type in yes, for real. Let's be honest. I'm not a fan of salespeople. Anybody ever felt, I'm not a fan of salespeople? I'm not really a fan of salespeople. Well, think about this. If I told you we do everything on a subconscious level, that determines your actions more than your consciousness. If you subconsciously have said, I'm not a fan of salespeople, and may feel that way, do you think you subconsciously are going to do things that salespeople do? No. You're not, unless you get trained on this. Are y'all with me? And you got to do it repetitiously. Okay? You got to do this over and over and over again until it becomes what? A subconscious activity. You got to consciously make the decision to do these activities until they become second nature, we call it. Are y'all with me? See, second nature is automatically, I don't like salespeople. It's your second nature is to do the opposite of what's going to make you rich. I can walk away right now. Hope y'all caught that. Most of y'all second natures is to do the opposite of what's going to make you rich. I hear it all the time when people talk to me. Y'all don't know what y'all saying. See, I've been in sales for 40 years. So it's second nature for me to talk like a salesperson. The stuff I'm going to share with y'all in a second is second nature. So I can hear some of y'all, I'm saying, oh man, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You don't even know it. You're going against yourself. He's like, Eric, I want to become a good agent, but then I don't like sales. I don't like salespeople. I don't like sound like a salesperson. Well, you're not going to become a good agent if you don't talk to the people in a way that they want to be talked to. Some of y'all can catch that later. Eric, I want to become a good Christian, but I don't like going to church or reading the Bible. Okay. Let me know how it works out for you. Is that making sense? Are y'all with me now?
Yes, sir.
Eric, I want to get my license, but I don't like taking a test. I know some people right now, I got hundreds, literally hundreds of people who joined my team, never got licensed because they worry about the test. They could be really good agents. They can start making money, but they're like, I don't know about that.
So wait, Eric, what do you do? What do you do being an executive director? Because you might be able to paint the picture for some folks. What do you do when the people take that position?
Doc, what we do, you got to get them in an environment of sales. That's what these morning calls do. These morning calls, hearing people tell their success stories. You started telling your success story. See, here's the thing. The subconscious mind can be programmed. The brain can be programmed. Some of y'all brains need to be washed. Some of y'all need to be brainwashed because people are washing your brain with some dirt anyway. The news is washing you with some dirty water. I got people who hate Trump. I hate Trump. Like, why? I don't know. What did he do? Are y'all with me? Some people hate Trump so bad, they hate him for stuff that Biden did. Because the news had put that into your head. Are y'all catching me? So your brain is being washed. So why don't you wash your brain with the stuff that can make you rich? So you get around the environment. I get those people come to the meetings, and what we try to do is make the meetings fun. We try to, Jock, you say, Eric, we got to do it back at elementary school. How do y'all learn your ABCs?
With a song.
Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets.
Are y'all catching that?
Yep. Programming.
Kill it. See, so we create an environment. See, I might not get to my message, but this is going to help some of y'all. You got to understand something. In Experior, the average agent is somewhere, the average Experior agent who joined Experior, this company was a company built off of licensed agent. The average agent, anybody know what the average years of experience most agents have when they come to Experior?
I do, but I'm not going to cheat.
The average agent in our company has about 7 to 8 years of experience. Type in yes if you have less than 7 to 8 years of experience in insurance. Type in yes in the chat if you have less than 7 to 8 years of experience in this company, in insurance, in the industry. See, Experience unique. We're one of the few companies that can attract experienced agents. And so they was able to build this company on experienced agents. See, most of our competitors, they can only attract new people. Why? Because the compensation is so low that people don't know that they could get paid more elsewhere. So they always built with new people. We got a guy that came to us. He said, Eric, I made $1.8 million last year in another company. 1.8 million in that year. He said, this is the first time in my life in 18 years that I've ever recruited experienced agents. He said, I always recruited new people, made a ton of money, got rich. He said, I never had, my company didn't allow me to recruit new people. So our company was built off experienced agents. We came in and started saying, hey, what do you got to do for new people? You got to create that culture. You got to create that environment. Are y'all with me? So sometimes people say, Eric, why are your team a little bit different? Because we're not like everybody else's team, because most of them have people who already know the game. Nicole Elijah Pye came over here. Man, he was 8 years in his previous company. I don't got to teach him nothing, right? He already knows the game. Are y'all with me? Yes or yes? The person who recruited him came to experience, already know the game. So we create an environment here, Jock, for people to learn and nurture and grow. So that's what you do. You get your new people to the end, get them here so they can start to develop. They can start hearing these things again and again and again until it becomes what? Second nature.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all with me? There's books about and studies about how long does it take to break a habit. It takes some time, baby. Y'all have been trained. Some of y'all have been anti-salespeople for years. Your telephone tells you it's a spam call. It's a telemarketer. Uh-oh, don't answer that call. And now we tell y'all to go out there and do what? Make phone calls. Hold on. You want me to, my brain says don't answer a telemarketer call, but now you want me to go out there and start being happy about being what? A telemarketer.
And that creates that subconscious and subliminal resistance that you were talking about.
Oh, man. It's a total resistance. Are y'all with me? Like,
But once you
I answer my telemarketer calls, but it don't stop me because I'm so used to it. Don't stop me from being a telemarketer.
But Eric, once you understand what you led the top of the hour with, the whole thing is you got to understand that you've been under a spell, right? That you've been put under a spell. Once you understand that, and then understand you got to reprogram and rewire yourself, that's going to be half the battle right there.
Yes, the understanding that you have to. See, so some of y'all, we want y'all to catch this. Thank you, Uncle Jock, and for slowing this down, because you really got to understand this is a process that you have to go through, okay?
Yes.
Everybody's not going to make it to the end. And don't be upset when they don't make it to the end, because remember, I always tell people, I said it, there's two tracks to making money in this world, at least in definitely the United States. And I think across most countries, the employee track and the entrepreneur track. The employee track is most of the time is anti-sales, anti-entrepreneur. However, it was built by an entrepreneur who tells you, come on, work this job while I make money. Bill Gates is an entrepreneur, and so many people can't wait to get a job at Microsoft. Man, I got a job at Microsoft. Woo! My son got a job at Microsoft. They go crazy because they're working for an entrepreneur. Man, what do you do? I drive for Amazon. Woo! Man, I'm an Amazon driver. Okay, cool. You work for Jeff Bezos, who created the company. Are y'all with me? I got my job doing this, but that company was created by an entrepreneur. So the employee track is one way, usually anti-sales. The entrepreneur track is a whole different way. It's pro-sales. Are y'all with me? The entrepreneur knows I got to eventually hire some people on the employee track. So the entrepreneur is not anti-employee because they know we need employees to purchase our products and to work in our business. The employee is typically anti-entrepreneur, anti-sales. So you've been raised since elementary school to be an employee, anti-sales. You've been programmed for over 18 years in the United States, mandatory, at least till you get to high school. That's mandatory. You got to get programmed, or your family goes to jail, or you go to jail because you're a truant. Are y'all catching that? You know, y'all realize every country doesn't, it's not mandatory. Everybody gets to 12th grade education. I'm just telling you, there's ways to make money. And I get it. I'm not saying education is bad. I'm just telling you where did the programming come from. So now you got an entrepreneur track. Some of y'all got exposed to entrepreneur track. It's a whole different skill, and it's typically anti-programming from what you used to been, what you have been taught. And you got to reprogram your brain. That's why I tell people, watch what you're listening to. Please hear me. Some of y'all younger folks, y'all listen to the music and the rappers and everything. That's cool. But most of it ain't talking to you about uplifting. And you think it's uplifting. I've talked to my son before, but he's like, Dad, this is uplifting. What? The guy was like, yeah, if I catch you looking at another dude, I'm going to blow him away. That's uplifting? He's like, yeah, man, he's telling his girl she don't cheat on him. I'm going to kill the other guy? That's uplifting. What is that? Be careful, y'all. What you listen, are y'all catching that? Turn the music off. Well, if I'm you, I'm watching YouTube videos of this. Yeah, you can watch repeats of this going on Erik and Dr. Meri channel. I'm watching some of these replays over and over again. You got great people like Myron Golden. I'm watching the Experience channel. I'm doing a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of people. Find out who you like. You might like Tony Robbins. You might like Grant Cardone. But program your mind with people who are talking about entrepreneurship and sales. Are y'all with me? Turn your car into a university. I know sometimes you just want to listen to some good chill music, but you better freaking be careful if what you're programming your brain with. People think it don't matter. It matters. Your brain is a computer. Junk in, junk out. They taught me that computer 101 when I took computer programming when I was in high school and in college. Junk in, junk out. Are y'all with me? So, Tony Robbins' son spoke at our last conference, Jared Robbins. I had a chance to sit and just listen. He sounds just like his father, right? And it's all about, man, learning how to program yourself. You can do it yourself. Are y'all with me? It might feel uncomfortable because you're going to be hearing stuff that you don't want to, that's going to make you say, I got to take a different action. I got to take a different activity. But we know the definition of insanity. You keep doing what you always been doing, you're going to what? Get what you always been getting, right? And most of us don't want the results we always be in. We're trying to get new results. Anybody here trying to get rich? Type in yes. I'm going to hit y'all with the last two in the next 4 minutes. Type in yes. I need 10 yes if somebody on this line is trying to get rich with me. I need some people trying to get rich with me. See, and I want y'all to start talking to your peers and your teammates like that. You got to use these words. Hey, who's trying to get rich? Not I'm trying to be okay. I'm just trying to make it.
Eric.
No, you need to be around people trying to get rich. I didn't say they always got to be rich. They got to be trying to get rich. Are y'all with me?
Hey, Eric, let's take trial. Let's just get rich.
Go. You got to be around people who want to get rich. They want to get rich, period. I like that, Uncle Jock. So, number 3, read, I know I'm way off, but number 3, presenting clear, concise, your solutions clear and concise, right? Talking points. Let me show you how you got to do this. You got to break down complex details into small bites, all right? And the best way to do that is use analogies, right? Use analogies. Here's an example. Like, think of this policy as a safety net for your family. Think of this policy as a safety net for your family. Think of the green sheet as a way for you to make more money without having to get another job. See, break down complex things, okay? Think of life insurance as a way to make sure your family is wealthy forever. What? Right? Think of it as this. So you talk to people that way. What I'm telling you, you got to tell them to think of this as that. Think of these calls as a way to wash your brain with rich thoughts, with positivity every day. Think of these calls as your morning cup of coffee. Has anybody ever heard people say that? Like, man, this is like my morning cup of coffee, my morning shot. This is my morning, right? That analogy. Think of this as that. That's the way to take a complex situation. And I'm sharing with you, you got to use these words. I'm not just telling you, these are word tracks that you need to use with your clients or potential prospects. Okay? Don't think of this business so deep. People are like, Eric, I want to join. Just think of this as a way to make some more money without having to give another job. Ain't that we got in our word track? Just think of this as a way to make additional income without having to get. Don't think of like life insurance as some of y'all can get too deep. Life insurance is this, they got to take a test. Just think of this as a way to make additional income without having to get another job. Okay? This is a way to make a lot of money without having to get another job. How many of y'all want to do that? Make a lot of money without having to get another job. Both hands up. See, so you take a complex situation, life insurance, where you got to take a test and all the kind of things, get E&O insurance, a whole bunch of things that goes into it, but you're able to break it down to a small complex. That's how you make your solutions very clear to people. Are y'all with me? All right. And the second thing is to check for understanding. You got to say, like, does that sound clear? Do you understand? Do you feel like, now I'm going to break this down. This last point, Troy, give me like 2 extra minutes, okay? Well, understanding, I'm going to give y'all 3 ways to check for understanding because you don't know who you're talking to. You got the visual learner, you got the audio learner who learns by hearing, and then you got the kinesthetic learner who learns by doing. So I'm gonna give y'all the same thing broken down to 3 ways. Remember, this is all about how do you speak to the subconscious. All right, 3 ways to speak to that person's subconscious on this breakdown right here. Checking for understanding. You know, you can say something like, here's for a visual learner. Does that paint a clear picture for you to understand? Right? You may say, does that paint a clear picture for you to understand? Right? Did that paint a clear enough picture for you? So they're like, yeah. So after you talk to them, you gave them a solution. You say, does that paint a clear enough picture? Right? Is that picture clear for you? They're like, yeah. That was a clear picture. That's to the visual person, right? To the audio person, you may say, hey, does that sound like a good plan? Does that sound clear? Does that sound like a good plan for you? Right? Does that sound like a good plan? Does that sound like something that's good for you and your family? That's to the person who likes the audio way to hear. Does that sound like a good plan? Yeah, that sounds good. See, some people, you don't realize, you start listening to people, some people use visual words, speaking visual. Some people speaking audio. They always talking about the audio. Man, that sounds good, man. I like to do that. Oh man, I like the way that looks. It can be the same thing. Man, I like that looks, man. I like the way that looks. Even though it's not visually like the way it looks, but the topic, the concept. Are y'all with me? Some people I like the way that sounds. Here's another one though, for the other person who's more kinesthetic. Man, does that feel like this would be something good for you and your family? Oh yeah, man, I like the way that I like the way that feels. That feels good right there, man. I like the way that feels. Y'all realize some people talking feelings. Man, I was feeling what made me feel, the way I felt. They talking the way they feel, right? Or they say, man, you sound like you doing this to. Are y'all with me? Sound like you kind of upset, right? Some people say you sound like you're upset. Some people say you feel like you upset. And some people say you look like you're upset. You just got to understand from subconscious programming, you got to paint those pictures and be able to flexibly move in and out. And I'm gonna give you the last. That was number 3. Is number 4 is when you handle the objections. We talked about this. You got to acknowledge, pace, and then lead. Acknowledge. This is how you handle objections. Acknowledge, pace, and lead. Troy, I need 2 more minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up right here, okay? Acknowledge, pace, and lead. Acknowledge. When they give you an objection, you acknowledge it, right? I understand. The best way to acknowledge something, I understand, and then state the objection. I understand, man, that the cost, cost is important to you. See, you acknowledge that that's important. What? Don't just say, I understand it costs a lot of money. Most people leave it at that. That's what the rookie says. Man, they say, man, that's high. Man, I understand it's high. See, no. You got to acknowledge that it's important to who? Them. Now you got to verbally say that. I understand that the cost is important to you. Hey Siri, I understand that's important to you, okay? Right? And you're gonna like, yeah, man, yeah, it is important to me. So now what Siri feels like is I'm listening to him. Are y'all with me? He heard my objection. I said it's important to you. I understand that's important to you. But then you got to lead him down a different path. You know, Siri, I understand it's important to you, but you know, many of my clients have found out this. So you lead them away from what's we call it sometimes feel, felt, found. I understand it's important to you, but many people have found out something different, a different direction that, you know, that this wasn't such a, it wasn't such a high cost when you factor in what it does for you, okay? Many people found out it's actually more expensive not to have it than to have it. You know, Einstein said it best. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Right? And then you hit them with the last one. And you gently shift. And what if, though, we can find a way to make that work and fit inside your budget? Wouldn't that be, would that make you feel better? See, would that make you feel better? Would that sound better? What if we can find a way to make that fit inside your budget? Would that sound better for you? What if we can find a way to make that fit in your budget? Would that look a little bit better for you? So you got to know who you're talking to. You know, am I talking to somebody who's visually? Would that look a little better for you? If I'm talking to somebody who's audible, you keep using words that sounds like, right? What I'm hearing you say, would that sound like a better thing? But you keep seeing people like, man, I feel like they're using feeling words. Would that feel a little bit better for you? Would that be a little bit more comfortable for you? So you start listening to who you're talking to, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we say listen's so key. Listening, and people are talking different types of words. So I want y'all, when people do the recap today, listen and tell me how the recap hit them. All right? So we're going to listen and tell them. They're going to recap in their words. But I guarantee you, they're going to either use a feeling, a visual, or a audio, what they captured out of today. So Troy Gandy, back to you, sir. Boom.
Thank you, Coach. Everybody's Coach Erik Robinson for another amazing masterclass, for sure. Now, as he just said, that brings us to our Annie Willie inspired recap relay of the day that allows us to take that nugget and transfer it into a relay baton and give us in 1 minute or less what was most inspiring about it for you today. With that being said, we're going to need some hands up, and we have our runners in place, and we're going to start now with the first leg of the day, none other than Mr. Kamal Whitmore, the next ED.
Coach Erik mentioned that you're being programmed to be anti-business. And you just don't understand how much has went into making sure that happens for you. In the book, Thou Shalt Prosper, 10 Commandments of Making Money, he talks about that. The author talks about that, Rabbi Daniel Lapin, and he asked a question. He said, do you know what's the number one archetype killer in American movies? In other words, what archetype is the number one killer? Is it horror? Is it Freddy Krueger? Is it the Jasons of the world? Is it demons? Is it hitmen? Who's killed more people in American movies? Anybody got an answer?
Not really.
Wives.
You said wives.
I'm gonna say rich people, business
Watch out
people.
for that thing,
Your brain.
What did Erik say?
Brain.
I'm gonna say the rich folks.
Your brain.
Your
Business-
brain, I will say.
A businessman. My time is up, but I want you to think about that. Why do they pump that in your head that this is the most evil person in the world? It's a
Hold on,
plan.
Kamal. I don't think people caught that. They didn't catch your answer. Give them the answer, brother.
People
I
scientists.
did.
The businessman.
Businessman.
In American movies, think of Lex. What is Lex Luthor?
He's a
The
businessman.
businessman.
The evil scientist man. Yep,
They
business.
pump that in your head so that you would be not only happy to be employee, but accept it. This is where I'm supposed to be because I don't want to be the evil businessman. I don't want to be the evil businesswoman. But it impacts your legacy. So Coach Eric is on point. You got to catch it. You got to catch what's happening here. Your lives are being changed. Your pocketbooks are being changed. How you thinking is changing. Just stay in the car.
Man, come on. I'm sorry, y'all. I want y'all to catch what he just said because even this, I heard you, Tawana, your brain is still saying the evil scientist. He's not, is not the evil scientist. See, we thinking that it is, trust me, you can go back and I've seen this history after history. Who's the anti-killer? It is straight up the businessman is usually the bad guy in most American movies. Not the scientist, no, it's straight up the businessman. The arms dealer is what? The businessman. It's the businessmen who are the killers. I'm telling you. And you're right, come on.
And
Oh, man.
I also have a cousin that's an actor. You may have known he was Bubba in Forrest Gump. That's my family. Trust me, there is no movie made without a distinct goal and a distinct agenda to be pushed. So just keep that in mind.
Man, this is good this morning. Woo, woo, woo. They say you can't go always up and take your family and friends with you, and you become that villain, that businessman when you start moving. With that being said, the second leg of the day is going to be the none other than Mrs. Tawana Chisley. Take it away.
All right. Facts, Kamal. Thank you for that. Miss V, I just wanted to tell you that I have this thing where I play games to ease my mind, and it's a lot of word games. So assiduous actually popped up on there, and I thought about you, so I had to throw that out there. Eric, I have a question for you. You didn't finish the objectives, handling objectives, and you left with acknowledge. So you're gonna go back with pace and leave the next time. You on mute.
I'm sorry. It was acknowledge, right? That was one.
Pace.
Then you lead them. Number two, would you lead them away? Most people found this. So you lead them away from what they said. So say my price is too high. So acknowledge, man, the price is is important to you, right? Yep. Well, most people found this. So I'm leading. So acknowledge, then lead. I'm leading them away from price. That's not a big deal. Acknowledge, lead, and then the actual word acknowledge.
Pace.
Pace. No, it's acknowledge, pace them. So I'm pacing them away from that, and then lead them to the answer, to solution. So acknowledge, pace, which most people found. So you kind of put them in a group, but most people found this. So I'm slowing them down a little bit, right? Hey, I know that's important to you, but what most people found is this: I'm pacing them and slowing them down a little bit from that thought, and then I'm gonna lead them to my solution.
Okay, got one more question, then I'll jump off. So, visual, audio, kinesthetic? Aesthetic. How much time do you need when you're talking to your client that you figure out if they're audio, visual, or kinesthetic? Because when I talk, I'm always talking from I'm trying to describe. I'm a descriptive person. So do I stay at my pace or do I wait for the client to show me who they are?
Okay. So I would say, Tawana, just right there, you said when I'm talking, I'm a descriptive person, right? So you got to just hear what they're saying. So you're a descriptive person. That would tell me you're more so, or what kind of person?
Visual.
Visual. So you said when I talk, I'm a descriptive person, right? I'm visual. And you also kinesthetic because you're using your hands. So I would say she's kinesthetic and you're visual. So I'm gonna pick up those cues because you're descriptive. So I'm gonna paint the picture for you and use stories if I'm talking to you. Not because I mean I could just talk to you on the street, and after 5 minutes I can start to realize you're into you're in stories. You're using your hands. You with me? So that to me is when, I don't know if you noticed it, when I talk to you, I'm always moving my hands, I'm always visual because I mirror your pace, right? I mirror your pace. That's why remember, I would say, Tawana, you come on this call, you're one of the first people, you're always on camera. visual. Your camera's always on.
Mhm.
I'm like, Tawana, when you smile, you bring an energy to the whole room. When you frown, you bring, because you have a visual presence. It don't take me long to figure that out. So if I'm talking to them, you got to do the same thing with your client. When you're talking to them, be not more who you are, it's more about who are they? What words are they using? So you got to give them what they want, Tony Blunt, they say. Make sense?
Okay.
Listen to them to figure out who they are, not about who you are. And that's one of the biggest things salespeople can't miss. Because you're like, when I'm talking, you're saying it's from your point of view. What are they saying back to you is the bigger thing than what you're saying back to them. Okay, make sense? Hope, are you catching that?
I got it.
That paint a picture for you?
I paint a picture, visual.
See? All right, back to you, Troy.
That's good. That's good. They say most of us are poor at communicating, so that's helpful right there. All right. With that being said, let's go to the next leg of the day, and that is none other than Mr. LaCole, the Professor Elijah Pye.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Eric. You know, when we say when you say you have about 40 years in sales, right? You know, it shows every day in your training. It shows every day in your communication. It shows every day, and we all can see it. We appreciate that. And I'm gonna probably come from a different point on there. There's one thing you mentioned. You have to give the client the value in what you are trying to sell to them. The value. Let them see the value. Because you mentioned, if they say the price is too high, now look at the price of if you don't have it. If you don't buy it, if you don't get the insurance, what's the price of it? Like you said, somebody who said the cost of education is too much, right? Compared to the cost of ignorance. And that is one thing that I tell somebody one day, and I don't know how that came out. When this person was like, this is, the price is too high. And I say, compared to what? Compared to what? Because if you see the value in this, are you going to compare it to that bag, to that shoe, to that car, to the toy you buy for the kids every single month? Or every time in 2 months, that toy is I mean, so you have to give the client the value when they see the value in it. And lastly, sorry, when you let them talk, that's what we call the data mining. You're mining data from the client. You let them talk, because the more they talk, the more information you gather, and then you know how to approach them from that point of their concern. So thank you, Mr. Ali, every single morning for sharing this great topic with us. Back to you.
Ooh, thank you, Troy. I'm gonna jump in real quick, LaCole. Does anybody know what type of person LaCole is? What do y'all think he is?
What are the options to choose from?
The
I
visual,
think he's audio.
audio, or kinesthetic?
I think he's audio.
Audio.
I think he's audio too.
Kinesthetic.
Right,
He's a mix. He got a little visual in there too.
Can I share something with y'all?
Yeah.
If you was talking to LaCole, y'all might miss it. He's probably more visual.
He paints a good picture.
So, but no, he actually, listen to the words. So y'all got to listen. He said you got to make sure the client does what?
Sees the value.
Sees the value. When you see the value, see, I want y'all to start listening to what you listen to. You're gonna. It don't happen overnight. But I wanted to use this as an example. He said you got to make sure the client sees the value. Because when you see the value, are y'all with me? He paints he said it's like data mining. He painted a picture. He painted the picture of data mining. Are y'all with me? He didn't paint a feeling. He painted a picture, a reference of a picture. Somebody can say the same thing. Hey, if they understand the value, right? That could be a logical thing. If they understand the value, he could say they understand the value. If they feel like this is a value to them, couldn't he say if they feel like this is a value, wouldn't it have the same effect? Same word. If your client feel like this is a value, he didn't say feel. Some of y'all would say feel. Some of y'all would say if they understand the value. He said if they see the value. He said sees a couple of times. So you got to understand who you're talking to. See, I say understand. So you got to realize who you're talking to. You got to see who you're talking to. Are y'all with me? So as you're listening, you start to mirror them with their words. So you start to talk like they talk. If I'm talking to Nicole, I'll probably use more C. Man, I see what you're saying, Nicole. I'm not going to say I hear what you're saying. I'm going to say, Nicole, I see what you're saying right there, brother. Man, that makes a lot of sense now. Now the picture is a lot more clear for me. You just really painted a good picture. Now I can get it. I totally can see what you're saying. You realize that? He goes, yeah, and he's going to be we linking together. So back to you, Troy. I'm sorry, but I want y'all to understand. Everybody's going to have their own way. A recap. Watch.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And our next leg of the day goes to on time to the meeting, Miss Maisha Bright.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So much to be said, but I have to make this quick. I'm going to focus on the two things. Creating a culture to learn, nurture, and grow. A lot of companies say that, but they don't create the environment, right? I think it's really cool that there was experienced agents that came over, right? And you create this place. Then you when you invite new people in, the foundation is wider for them to get the help. So I think that for me is important. Also the reprogramming of my mind. I've been brainwashed. I don't like salespeople, but I'm a salesperson. So the shifting has to start. That to me was huge. The reprogramming, the brainwashing, because I am rich.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for your input and bringing it into the zone. And
All right,
now we get
how y'all gonna, Maisha? How y'all gonna rate her? What do you think is more, what's her style?
Audible.
Audio.
Yep. Why? What made you say that?
Oh man, she spit everything back out just the way it came out during the meeting.
Anybody else? Anybody else pick up on some words?
Listening.
She talk about hearing.
She said some key words. I'm helping y'all out. Anybody else? That's good. But anybody else?
He said, she said.
She said. A lot of companies say this. She said, but you said this. Her words were, a lot of companies say this. They say this. She said the word said. Said a lot. Are y'all with me?
She sure did.
She said that like 3 times. So I'm trying to tell you, these are the keys that you got to listen to how people, she could have said a lot of companies, show like she could use other words. A lot of companies, make you feel like they care. She could have used any other words, but she said a lot of companies say this. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, when you start getting good at this, you'll start listening, not because some of us listen with the way we hear. And a good salesperson, you got to erase what you hear and actually record and listen to what they are saying. My brain is kind of wired to learn to really record what people are saying so I can understand how to respond. All right, back to you, Troy.
This is deep. This is deep. Yeah, I'm feeling it today. I'm taking it in. And with that being said, the next leg of the day is going to bring it home for us, and that is none other than Miss Salinia Carew. Is that right? Is that right? Here you go.
All right, amazing team. Sorry I'm at my storefront today. And thank you for welcoming me to this amazing gathering. One thing I wanted to just share with everyone is, I think Mr. Elijah mentioned it, is that value, worth. These individuals that are engaging in conversations with us sees our value. They see our worth. It is up to us to deliver. Let me paint a picture for you. Reality is, all these companies that you clock in for from 9 to 5, they know your worth, right? And they take the risk and invest in you to guarantee whatever contributions you're going to bring in order for the company to sustain and generate revenue. And then they give you a fraction, a percentage of that revenue and keep at least 90% of it for their operation. You have the opportunity in this platform to keep 75% off the gate. by investing in your own value. Understanding that when you sit across that table with that person, they already trust you. So you're not selling anything, you're just connecting with them. You've already connected with them. Now you're just going to have to tailor your services to their needs. So that alignment is necessary, but knowing your worth is essential. Because once you know your worth, then you're not selling. Address need.
Awesome, awesome.
Y'all,
Miss
type in the chat
Visual
where y'all think
Salim.
she is. Real quick, Troy. Type in the chat what do y'all think she is.
Okay.
This was obvious. This should be almost clear as day.
Yeah.
Anybody know what y'all say? What y'all say?
Visual.
Visual.
Yep, visual.
Why you say visual?
She said it clearly.
You said paint a picture.
She painted a picture.
She painted a picture. She said, when you see what your value, right?
Yeah.
They see your value.
Yeah.
So I want you to, she even said, they see your value. She said it right there. They see your value. And then she said, she went even more, let me paint a picture for you. Like, if you didn't catch me saying they see your value, let me paint the picture. See, so y'all start to get to understand, people will tell you who they are very quickly. Back to you, Troy.
Woo, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you, each and every one of you for participating. And now that takes us to our champions recap. So if there was a note that you may have missed, you are now about to get it from the recap national specialist that works with us here at Xperia. And that is none other than Miss Rita.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you. I am going to try my best today. This has been great, but I'm going to try my best. Inside promotions are going on inside the USX Games. Get in the X Games. The word of the day, métier. The phrase is mastering your métier. What is a métier? It's a profession or a craft or things that you want to master, okay? A double deal is a big deal. Everyone needs a coach. When you're in the game and working with your head down, you don't realize how far you've gotten. Be focused on your goals. Follow the plan. Talk to your coach. Keep going. Don't burn out. Once you get to SFA, tie your bootstraps and focus on SM. Once you can see it, once you zoom in, you will hit it, especially if you are producing. You become what you think about most of the time. Always reach out to someone when you need help. One call, that's all. One call to your leader, one call to the provider. One call will save you a lot of headaches. Stay in the car. Visualize what you want to be. Posting on social media can help you get clients. NLP Master Sales. Yes, we will use it for our good and not for our bad. We talked about the deep needs analysis and connecting their needs to the benefits on yesterday. Today, we talked about presenting clear solutions. NLP, teaching how to speak to people on a subconscious level. Practice your sales skills to do it subconsciously. Most people are not a fan of salespeople, but we do everything subconscious. You have to constantly do these activities over and over again. Don't do the opposite of what can make you rich. You have to talk to people in a way that they want to be talked to. Get in the environment of sales. Example, our morning calls. The brain can be reprogrammed. Wash your brain with the stuff that can make you rich. The average Xperia agent has about 7 to 8 years of experience. Here at Xperia, we can attract experienced agents and new people. We create the culture and the environment for the new people to learn, nurture, and grow. Get your new people to the call so they can hear it again and again and again. We have subconscious resistance. Example, we don't like answering telemarketing calls, but we need to make phone calls. We have been put under a spell. This is a process you have to go through. The employee track is anti-sales, anti-entrepreneur, but it was created by an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur track is pro-sales, not anti-employee. The employee is usually anti-sales. We are programmed for at least 18 years with that mindset. Reprogram your brain. Watch what you listen to. Be careful. Turn your car into a university. It matters. Your brain is a computer. Junk in, junk out. You can reprogram yourself. If you keep doing what you already been doing, you will get the same results. Presenting your solutions. Break down complex details in small bites. Use analogies. Example, think of this policy as a safety net for your family. Another example, think of these calls as a way to wash your brains, your morning cup of coffee. Think of this as that. Use these words with your clients or prospects. Think of this as a way to make additional income without getting another job. Check for understanding. 3 ways to check for understanding. You have the visual learning. Does that paint a picture, a clear picture for you to understand? The audio learner, does that sound like a good plan? Kinesthetics, does that feel like it will be good for you? How to handle objections. Acknowledge it, pace away from it, and lead to solutions. Example, I understand the cost is important to you. Lead them down a different path. But many people have found that it's more expensive to not have it. What if we can find a way to fit it in your budget? Start listening to hear who you are talking to. Listen to what they are saying so you can respond. Are they visual? Are they audio? Or are they kinesthetic? That's it. That's all.
Man.
Man, Rita Brown need to
Rita
Rita
Brown.
Brown need to be
Amazing,
studied.
amazing,
It
Miss
was.
Rita.
Hallelujah.
How
Wow.
you capture all of this? You need to be studied.
What? She always said, I'll try to do this. Stop, Miss Rita.
It's truly clear why all of those folks that you mentored over the years are amazed and admire you so much and call you Miss Rita. The respect is unbelievably deserved. With that being said, let me give it back to everybody's coach, Erik Robinson.
Woo! Thank you, Troy. Miss Rita, you did it. Oh my goodness, that was like just fire. So I'm just gonna tell y'all real quick couple announcements. You know, we got Frank Leo has his mindset training. You can get the link, is out there. Tonight we got a BTO 7 p.m. ExperiaLife.com. 7 p.m. We got a BTO ExperiaLife.com. Tune in. Office hours, let's call it 12:30. Office hours at 12:30. 12:30 ExperiaLife.com. Office hours 12:30 ExperiaLife.com. Also, those who are inside the studio,
Yes.
it's tonight. Inside the studio is tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. It's tonight. So I'm excited. We went over, but y'all, I hope this is anybody get anything out of I usually don't ask this question, but I want to know because we all stuck around late. Was this worth the value that you paid for, or maybe even more? Did you get something out of it? I want to make sure somebody got something to value out of today's.
Very much so.
Hey, Eric, you know,
100%. 100%.
if I can just speak on this for the ones that are still here, man, we get so much valuable insight, nuggets, trainings, and so many people find a way to misvalue this thing. So I just appreciate everybody that understands or overstands the value of what we're getting, because Eric said for the price of admission, it's free for us. You got people like Kamal, Lacole, Dr. T, Maisha, Jackie, Siri, Dodgy, Troy, Jen, Nathaniel, and the list goes on and on. People that pour into us every day. This ain't just the Erik and Jock show. This ain't just the Troy Rita show. This is our stage. Everybody. So I just want to make everybody aware, mindful, and appreciative, because we appreciate each and every one of y'all every day.
We
Thank you,
appreciate
Uncle
you.
Jock. And Troy, I'm gonna let you take the hands because you know how to coach the hands through. 'Cause we got a couple of hands up late, so I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Troy.
All right, the first hand that came up was none other than the professor with the original nugget bucket, I guess, and none other than Mr. Professor Elijah Pye.
I'm going to keep it very quick. Just want to help me unmute and welcome Salia and Siri. They are the Cedar Rapids, Iowa leaders over there. So can we welcome Salia and Siri?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. Iowa,
Pleasure to have you.
Iowa in the building.
All right,
Well,
all right. And the
Then
second.
the last one, I'm not going to do this every day. The last one is just want to remind the ladies, okay? Experience have an exclusive program for the ladies, and that is tomorrow. It's called Empower Her. Please, ladies, men are not allowed to attend. So if I was allowed to attend, I will jump in, but please take advantage of this. It's coming up tomorrow. If you get an email, take your email. They already send it out. So register and invite other ladies to be part of it. Thank you. Back to Mr. Troy.
All right,
Hey,
all
Troy,
right.
real quick. Troy,
Yes.
real quick.
Yes.
And I just want to say, Siri, for him to be new, he just slid right on in like he'd been part of the family the whole time.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. And with that being said, we're going to swiftly take that baton and pass it right on to Mrs. Tawana Chisley, the
All right.
storyteller.
I'm gonna end it here. I will say that you need to stay plugged in to this, regardless of the situations. Eric is a phenomenal teacher, and I can never take that away from who you are. I've always said that. Whenever I talk to the people that come in with me, I say, you need to be here because he can teach.
Oh, yeah.
He can teach, and he does it visually, which helps me.
Yeah.
Which helps me. So, especially being there in the office hours when he's on the board and he's writing, I'm like, I get it. So I just want to throw that out there, that you are phenomenal. Everybody's in here. All the EDs are phenomenal. But I'm pointing you out specifically today, Eric, because you are a phenomenal instructor. Thank you.
Thank you, Tawana. That means you don't know how much my day you made my day. I normally get in trouble because my wife's like, she said, but you really, really made my day. I might be I might be on the couch and listen to Tawana because I'm going around the whole house all day long saying, y'all hear Tawana? Y'all hear Tawana? But it really mattered to me, Tawana. So thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. DJ.
Get your green sheet. Get your green sheet. Everybody get a green sheet.
Everybody
get a green sheet. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Your state, my state, everybody's state, everybody's state.
Get your green sheet. Get your green sheet.
On the mountaintops, in the valley, get your green sheet. From sea to shining sea, get your green sheet.
Yeah.
Eric, you
Only
muted.
special people can hear the sound. Only special people can hear the sound.
Eric's the only one can hear the music.
He's the only one hearing the music.
He's muted.
He ain't even. He probably ain't even hearing the music. He pulling y'all in.
Don't hear any music?
No.
Y'all don't hear
it? We ain't hearing nothing.
Green, y'all like,
that's all you.
You was in it though.
I'm like, man, I'm over here jamming. Then y'all jamming with me.
So Eric,
let
me ask you the right question, Eric. Was you really listening to? Was you really hearing music?
No, I can't hear it because on my side.
See, that's all I want. That's all. That's all I want.
All of us just fake.
None of us can.
Before you go into a long thing, I just wanted y'all to know I knew he couldn't hear it neither.
Get your green sheet.